Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse Juan here. It is still Monday. It is May 10th, 2021. So you hear the generator running. So I got that going just because I wanted to. It's cleared back up again, but now the sun is way down over here because it's after 6. But I wanted to make sure these batteries were topped off where I wanted them to be. We've had many days of very overcast weather, and it hasn't been pleasant. So we did get good solar in today, but not where I wanted to be as far as the batteries went. So I wanted to jam them up, so that's why you hear that generator running. Okay, so we have tonight, unfortunately, and I want to show you this, guys. We have all these here. They're starting to all turn into cherries. They're going to be a lot of cherries on this tree. I'm really looking forward to it, I can tell you. But what we have done today, Becky and I, we ended up covering up these areas here on these beds. All this area here that we covered, all the potatoes were coming up in this area, okay? We have a frost advisory tonight. And actually in our area here, we could actually, June 1st is the last day generally that we would have a frost advisory. But we got the peas and the radishes and the carrots all in through there. So we've covered that all up with plastic as well to protect it overnight and to make sure we don't have any issues with that. And we'll just take it off in the morning. And but that's why in New York we don't generally plant outside, especially more fragile plants, than at the end of May. That's the reason that we do what we do there. But so hopefully we won't get that cold tonight. Up here we probably will, but you know, what are you going to do? It's what we got to deal with, and we'll go from there. But these should be far enough along. Again, with you can see all the little cherries that are going to come off all this. So hopefully these are far enough along that we don't have any issues with them. And then the pear blossoms. I don't know if they're, oh yeah, you can kind of see they're all starting to turn into little pears. If you look up underneath there, you can see. So that's cool too. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to do what it's going to do, right? So I wanted to, okay, so I'll tell you about the gas. So I went down, I filled those 4 containers full of gas, and those kind of cans, they only literally take the 5 gallons. I ended up getting 20.4, I think, was the total of what I was able to get. So I wasn't able to get a lot of the extra like I can with some of the older cans that I have. And so, what? Mr. Max? Mr. Max? My man. He's a good cat. Very, very loyal cat. But, so I went and kind of did an inventory. And with everything that we have, just to kind of get an idea in my own head where we're at gas-wise, we have 146 gallons now on hand, and so that's that's guessing with everything being what their size is supposed to be. Now I know that I got about 8 cans of the old style that I could get 5.5 gallons into each of those. So there's probably an extra 4 gallons in there as well that way. But I'm just basing it on what the container says. So based on what the container says, we got about 146 gallons of gas total available. And so that definitely makes me feel better. It puts us in definitely a much better situation to be prepared for whatever the case may be. And actually, to be honest with you, you can go through 146 gallons in no time at all. But it's also better than having none. So I would rather be in the position. What? Now you're going to see a rare phenomena here too, just so you know. I have sneakers on. Generally, I'm always wearing my boots. Always. And because I'm usually doing something. So, but yeah, I was out and about and I said, I'll throw sneakers on today. Why not? But so anyway, I was going to talk about something really quickly, and I thought this needed to be addressed because it was brought up, but it was never really talked about since then. And I want you guys to think about this, and I just want to hear your thoughts on this, because I think that this is something that is definitely very pertinent, needs to be paid attention to. So if you remember, there was all this talk about getting rid of extremists, right? Extremist group members out of the military. So basically, what does that entail? That entails a lot of Trump supporters, people that like their freedom, that are not ashamed of being what color they are. So they're classified as extremists. And, it is, there is a purging going on that is continuing to go on. And they are getting the kind of people, I want you to think about this, because they're getting the kind of people that they want in there that will do as they are told. I would hate to see, and I actually had a conversation with one of my subscribers today about this, and he was saying, I would hate to see or have it be a point that our own military was the enemy. And I think that would be a horrible, horrible thing if that ended up being the case. But again, all enemies foreign and domestic, that's what the Constitution says. So, if that is, if they purge out all the, patriots, if you will, out of the military, and they just have yes men that will do what they're told, that could be a very, very sketchy situation. But I think, in all honesty, most of the people in the military, they got families all over this country. They have people that they care about. And I have a real hard time believing that our own military would go up against our own people. I have a hard time believing that. Even if they said, well, we're going to put, you're from California, for example, so we're going to have you go to the East Coast to do whatever, things that they want you to do. I have a hard time believing that even with that they would be okay with that. I'm hoping that they wouldn't be. That's my hope, but you never know. But again, it's just, there is definitely an agenda out there. They are having a game plan, and they're trying to make it happen. And they're putting people into categories. And again, and I've talked about this, it doesn't really matter, realistically, what your political views are. You can have whatever political views that you want to have, and that's perfectly fine. I don't have to agree with them. You don't have to agree with mine, and that's okay too. But, at the end of the day, when something happens, and if I'm offering you help, you're not going to have a criteria at that point of who gives you that help. You're not going to care what religion I am. You're not going to care what race I am. You're not going to care what my political affiliations are. If you have somebody that's offering to help you, and you are starving, and you are sick, and you need help, you're going to be grateful from that help no matter who gives it, okay? So that's something that I really wanted to, to put out there. And I know I've said it a few times in my live streams, but I think people really need to realize that. I mean, it's like there's such a divide, and it's being done on purpose. It really, truly is. There's this huge divide that is being done on purpose, and that puts us and them camps. And that's playing right into their hands. And that's not a good thing. We don't want that. We really, the majority of people don't want that. Because I get it a lot on my channel too. And I think that, listen, the extreme left and the extreme right, both of those groups are lunatics, in my opinion. Okay? You can have liberal views, you can have conservative views. That's perfectly fine. I can get along with you fine. I don't care. Me personally, I don't care what you believe. As long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not trying to force your views onto somebody else, I have no problem doing whatever you do. Live your life, have a good time, don't hurt anybody, and go about your business. Who cares? But we have too many people in this country that want to force you to conform to whatever their way of thinking is, and I think that is not a good thing. I think that's not a good thing at all. So anyway, so just my thoughts on that, and I wanted to share them with you. And there's that sun hiding over there, coming out, peeking for a second. But We're gonna have another cool day tomorrow. They're talking maybe 52, 53 for the high tomorrow. And then, and this is not where the weather should be this time of year. We should be much better weather this time of year. But they are saying that by the weekend we're going to be in the 60s, which will be much nicer. I can live with that. I'm not a fan of the fact that I'm probably going to have a fire going again tonight because we're going to have cold temperatures, you know. And people wonder why I'm looking for another piece of property further south. Geez, I wonder. You know, I'm going to tell you what, where I'm at here is absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous. I got to put more stones on this one. Hold on. Plastic's already popping up. So we're going to get some stones while we're talking. You know, I love this area. Where I'm at is absolutely beautiful. You know, when people think, you know, when they ask where you're from and I say New York, and they go, oh my God, New York City, and you know, whatever the case may be. And it's like, no, New York is way bigger than New York City. You know, I am a country boy, have been a country boy most of my life. I have lived in the city of Rochester, and spent time there. And of course, as I got older, I wanted to be the heck away from all that craziness. Because you realize, you go, man, this is just nuts, and I don't want to live like this. And I wanted peace. So that's a big part of it. So there's the plants there, so we want to make sure that they're going to be okay. And what did I do with that other one? Yeah, so we're trying to make sure they're going to get through the night okay with no issues. Maybe I'll grab one more here. Let's see. There. But yeah, that should help us get through the night, keep those plants alive because we don't want to lose them. And the other things haven't popped up yet, but I'm sure that they will. So anyway, guys, I definitely want to hear your feedback on this. Do we have things to be worried about with our own military? I'm hoping that we don't. But there's definitely agenda out there. The villainization, realistically, of white people continues. And, you know, they're trying to put all the blame for everything ever bad that happened on us. And I find that fascinating when any white person alive today had nothing to do with it, realistically. So, you know. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here for now. And I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys have had a good day. Definitely much cooler here today. Not a fun day, but I'm ready for warmer weather. I'm ready for t-shirts and muscle shirts and not having to have a jacket on and all that stuff as well. So anyway, remember, we are all in this together. We are really truly one race called the human race, and as soon as we can get through that and not let them continue to manipulate us with the whole things with religion, with politics, you know, with race, we're going to be in much better shape. Excuse me. Also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. And last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. You stay positive, stay away from negativity, stay away from negative people that want to bring you down and tell you what you cannot do. They're not there to help you, okay? So stay away from those type of people. I will see you later. Have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now. Max, you going to say goodbye, Max?